There you go. Oh, sorry.
Are we on, are we?
Yeah, we're on.
We're on. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of Saints FC Unscripted, your weekly dose of useless and pointless chat about Saints. Joining me tonight, Daniel Taylor. Good evening, Daniel, and Lee Payne. Good evening, Lee Payne. Should we get straight into it?
Straight into it.
Pompey game. We previewed this last week, didn't we? And I think we all thought we were going to get resoundingly beaten. Our shithouse players were going to bottle it and roll over and get spanked. But pleased to say that we didn't, did we? And we did actually show some grit and determination and fight, which I was quite surprised about. Lots to talk about that and the formation, the line, the team lineup, and everything like that. So who wants to go first? Dan, do you want to go first this week?
Yes, love to. Lineup, I think it shocked everyone, didn't it? So a couple of big moves in there. I think we were all pleasantly surprised to see the back four. 3 straight in, but I don't think any of us were angry at that with his performances at Charlton. And even his performances at Saints when he has played before. You know, I think, Lee, you've said it before, he's an athlete. He's a strong boy. So you completely understand him coming in for Yellett. Matsuki for Fellows. That was a big call. I think we spoke on the day. We were at the Northern fan zone watching the game, the 3 of us. And I think we all said, well, I said to you boys, maybe he just doesn't want Cienza and Fellows on the pitch at the same time because they're both a little bit lightweight. You know, maybe he wanted to risk Matsuki after the game. He obviously comes out and says about Matsuki playing in big derbies in other countries, which I get. And other than that, you know, pretty pleasant lineup. Like I say, I thought it was nice to see a back four, and hopefully that's the way moving forward now. The game itself was scrappy, wasn't it? Very start-stop, hoofball from both teams. Our goal is just from a hoof out of the box, a clearance brought down really well by Azaz, who normally has the touch of, well, a paedophile, really. And sorry, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but oh well. Through to Cienza. And again, Pompey fans crying about him being offside, but he was a mile on and a really good finish. We squandered a few chances before that, which annoy me because we should be 1 up in the 11th minute. But Armstrong can't finish his dinner, which I'm sure we'll get on to Armstrong with obviously the rumours, but his attitude on Sunday looked appalling all the way through, to be honest. But yeah, that was my thought. Happy to come away with a draw. I thought we were going to get smashed. So coming away with a point, I'm chuffed about. What about you, Lee?
Yeah, I think for the lineup, just to go over that quickly, for me, in the biggest game of the season, in a season where it's not gone well, this has ended up being the biggest game of the season. Just play your best players. And Fellows is one of your best players. I think Tonda will probably turn around and go, he was justified because he got out there without losing. And I thought Matsuki did play okay, actually. He does put himself around and he's got a lot of energy. He's got a neat touch. He worked hard, but yeah, Fellows for me. Fellows is a key player in the team. I would always play my best players, but he did what he did. And then, yeah, it was punt and run, wasn't it? Which suited them down to the ground. We couldn't really get the ball down on the ground. And when we did get the ball down and play it around, we cut through them quite easily. Armour, that's a big chance he's not taken. Big chance. I think an Armour that scored all those goals 2 months ago, whenever it was, buries it. I think Ross Stewart might bury it as well. I mean, you could argue that Ross Stewart wouldn't turn a defender like that, whatever, but I think you got to score that. But I'll give credit to the Pompey keeper. It was a brilliant save for the second effort from a Jamesbury cross. So I'm excited to see Jamesbury back. As you said, Dan, he's an athlete. Big lad, good defender. He can cross the ball. He's up and down all day. Yeah, and then I see all the Twitter winds me up. You see all the skates on there going, "Oh, we battered you." You didn't batter us. You may have had 4% more possession than us, but what chances did you make? They did not make one chance. Not one. We made 3. So, I think I'll give them credit. After they scored their goal, obviously the fans got up for it, and they had more possession. But again, they didn't create anything. I think Tonda, did he mess up a little bit with the substitutions? He did 4 subs in about 4 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a bit quick.
And it sort of killed momentum a little bit. For as poorly as Azaz has played, he was doing okay. He was getting the ball down and trying to make passes, and he got hooked. And then he ended up putting Charles with Downs, didn't he? And he moved Casper Yander into the 10, which was odd. And it didn't really work. Fellows couldn't get into the game. Stewart couldn't get into the game. And it sort of petered out in the end to a 1-1 draw. But yeah, I mean, get out of Fratton Park with a 1-1 draw. Again, the fucking Pompey fans, excuse my language, going on about, just does my head in. Oh, you're irrelevant. No, guys. You've got a ground that doesn't belong in League 2. The pitch was a disgrace. Your fans are a disgrace. I mean, Cienza going over to pick the ball up to take a throw in. All right, the shit stadium, you're only a metre away from the ground, but he's getting punched, pulled, spat at, and well done for Portsmouth Football Club for banning them for however many years it is. It's deserved.
They have actually.
They released a statement. Yeah, the fat lad who ran onto the pitch and then ran into the invisible wall when he realised there was no one stopping him getting close to the Saints fans, been banned for 2.5 years. The ones that were punching Leo have been banned for a couple of years, and something's happening as well with the shock flare, a flashbang flare that went off and has busted the eardrum of the ball boy. So fair play to Pompey for doing that, but yeah, they just do my head in. Absolutely do my head in. Your fans are shit. Oh, all right, mate. Whatever. So yeah, annoying we didn't win, but get out of there with a draw. Just move on. And the point I was actually making before I got sidetracked was big derbies like this, form goes out the window. Who's injured goes out the window. It stands for nothing. Absolutely nothing. How many times have you seen Everton beat Liverpool? You've seen it a lot. A not quite so good Everton team. So it happens. It happens. So we got out there with a point. They haven't beaten us. In actual fact, we've beaten them because we scored a goal away. So away goals, we win. Anyway, Matt, on to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good points there you've made. I as you said, Dan, we watched it in the fan zone, didn't we? Which was quite a good afternoon. I quite enjoyed that. There's decent atmosphere in there. Yeah, surprised with the lineup. I wasn't. I think on our pod last week, I thought he was going to bottle it and go back to his 5 at the back. I thought he was going to play the 3 centre backs. I thought he might have brought Kwashi in to help with Colby Bishop, but as he turns out, Bishop did nothing, did he really? And Stevens and Howard Bellis did pretty well together. So I was pleased to see the 4 at the back, and James Bree coming in. I didn't see that coming, but I thought he had a really good game. I thought he played really well. It's interesting to me that at the start of the season, James Bree was surplus to requirements.
Yeah.
And the way our season's gone, Tonda is fawning all over him now. He's, it seems to me like he's going to be a definite starter from now on. So I don't know what that says about us. I mean, Bree's a steady player, isn't he? I mean, he's not going to set the world alight by any stretch, but he's as you guys have said, he's a big athlete, and he's big, strong, he's quick, he'll get up and down all day, he can put a decent cross in. So he's probably just exactly what we want now. But you know, at where we were at the start of the season, you know, we all would think James Bream, no, he's probably not going to get any games, is he? So, you know, it's where we are as a club at the moment, I suppose. I was very surprised with the Matsuki inclusion. I mean, we talk about, you know, playing derbies and this, that, and the other. Well, Tom Fellows has played in the Black Country Derby, and you know, for West Brom, you know, many a time. Yeah. So I didn't really get that. The only thing I can think of that Tonda thought was possibly that the pitch is so narrow at Fratton Park. Maybe he thought having two wide players wasn't going to work, you know. So maybe Matsuki sort of played as a, I guess when we attacked it, went a little bit into a 4-2-3-1, and Matsuki pulled out wide, didn't he? Yeah. But defending, it sort of came back as a three across the middle, didn't it? But I thought he played well. I thought he did all right. You know, like you said, Lee had some good touches on the ball and he worked hard. 60 minutes, he ran out of steam. And not surprised that Ross Stewart didn't start. I thought that might be the case because I thought he would have got chopped down early doors, I would imagine, if he'd started. But yeah, it's was what it was. It was what it was, and criminal from Adam Armstrong not putting that chance away on 9 minutes, 11 minutes, whenever it was.
That changes the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and it shuts their fans up. And you know, 2 months ago he slots that away. Don't they? That's bread and butter to him, and you know. So some people have said he took an extra touch. He took a touch too many on it. He should have hit it a bit earlier, but I don't know about that. He was probably a little bit to the left of where he would have probably wanted to have been, considering he's a right-footed player. Maybe if he'd have managed to sort of move over sort of 5-10 yards, he might have, you know, further to the right, he may have created a bit better angle for himself. But yeah, disappointing, and he'll be disappointed. I know what you're saying, Dan. His attitude, he didn't look happy, and no. Certainly when Leo scored, I think he was annoyed that Leo hadn't have squared it. I thought when Leo ran through, he could have squared it to Armour at one point. So I you know, Armour didn't go over and celebrate, did he? And I wonder how pissed off he was with that. But there we go, you know. But the goal we concede, it was a scrappy game, wasn't it? I mean, there's not massive chances for either team, and I don't think either team really dominated the other team, to be honest. I mean, after they scored, they were on top, weren't they? And I think we all said, didn't we? They're going to go on and win this now. You could just see what was going to happen. And I mean, you know, that corner came in and it ricochets off Harold Bellis's knee, didn't it? I mean, you said, Lee, it could have gone anywhere. Could Ross Stewart have done a bit better with a header from the corner, possibly? It didn't get there.
And then he handballs it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, in the Premier League, that's given, because that header is not going in. That head, it skims off his forehead. That's going straight into the ground and up and over the bar. If you look at it,
I've seen a few people say it was over the line before it hit his hand. I mean,
no chance.
I don't know. I don't know. But it is what it is, isn't it? And we were hanging on.
I think overall a draw was a fair result.
Yeah,
and I don't have any issue with saying that.
No. I think if you'd have said, certainly our predictions last week, you know, none of us had us down to get a result down there, did we? And you know, given how limp we are at times, I think if you'd have said, you know, right, you can have a draw, I'd have beaten your hand off, I think. Just, however, going one up and being ahead for so long in the game, it was disappointing to then not win it. But there we are. And yeah, to see the fans giving Leo a bit of a hard time, and his Instagram post after the game, yeah, disgusting. Like who goes to an away game? Who goes to a football match with the intention of spitting on somebody or punching a player, or
But they got history
who
for
goes
it.
to a game of football with that intention? I mean, they must have been coked up. They've had coke on their cornflakes in the morning. 100%. In that video when Flynn Downs goes in on that, or was it Sean? Who did he go in on? Can't remember.
I don't
Swanson,
think
Zach Swanson,
yeah.
wasn't it? When he goes in and you see the crowd, and you see that ball bloke getting. I was like, that's just like that scene in that Will Smith zombie film where the zombies at the end, going mad in the cage. I was just like, what? Who goes to a football match and acts like that? I just baffles me.
Again, the invisible wall stopped him from going any further forward.
Well, yeah.
What a donkey.
And they're now concerned they're going to lose points for it, aren't they?
Yeah, potentially.
They had a fan on the pitch not many years ago, did they?
2024.
Yeah, and it's a massive no-no. Now, wouldn't it be ironic and funny if they went down by 1 point and they got deducted a point because of this, and they went down because of the point deducted with their behaviour against us? I'd love that. They're in a relegation battle because they were 100%. Shit.
Yeah, 100%. To be fair to them, they've got a lot of injuries. But yeah, they're in trouble, aren't they? They're in trouble, especially with like Oxford has started to pick up points, and Norwich are crawling their way out of it. So
one of their games in hand is Ipswich at home.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a tough game.
So
tough game.
Mm.
They're just a different breed down there. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I think there was some damage to the away end, wasn't there? I think there was a urinal broken or something, and a
few chairs.
Yeah, a few chairs ripped out. So I think there was some trouble down there. But
they had a bill for 45 grand, didn't they, when they came to St Mary's?
Did they? Right.
So I think favours been returned, which I don't condone at all. It's pointless.
No.
What is the point?
Because the clubs just don't pay for it.
Yeah. Stick your Franny Benali stickers everywhere by all means, but don't be. Yeah. Just what's the point?
And your Westwood wanks off dogs the ones.
Yeah,
enjoy seeing those.
They're
good. The fucking weird bunch.
I mean, our mum made a very good point, Lee, didn't she? She said to us, like, with the stringent, with all the people on the gates now that check bags, and you're not allowed to take a bottle in, are you? You're not allowed to take a metal flask in and stuff. How the fuck does he get that bell in?
They let him in with that, don't they?
Because that could be a weapon.
And the trumpet.
Imagine getting that luzzed at you, hitting you on the side there.
But they know it's him, wouldn't they? So if he does, he's only going to pay for it himself. I mean, the bigger question to that, Matt, is how does one of their fans get in this flashbang thing?
Yeah.
Ultimately, I mean, because we know we've all been to several away games, right? And Lee, the worst one for us was Watford, wasn't it? We got searched I think 4 times on the way in.
Yeah.
And one point, I remember me and Lee both got our keys out, and we went, "Here you go, mate. Put it back in our pocket." He went, "No, got to get that out." And we were like, "Just fucking showed you what's in my pockets, mate."
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that. So the away fans would have been searched going into St Mary's, no doubt. But, and don't get me wrong, I, as a home fan at St Mary's, I don't want to be queuing up getting searched to get in.
No.
But surely there's got to be a boundary, a line. If it was the northern end at St Mary's, where our rowdy lot are who make the noise, supposedly,
apparently,
then by all means put an extra perimeter in to search them. They knew full well that trouble was going to come from either corner next to the away fans.
Yeah.
So why did they not police something a little bit heavier? So I do feel sorry for that ball boy, because no one should go to a game of football as a fan, a ball boy, a player, or whatever, and go home with any sort of injury. You should just be able to go home.
No.
So I think that's absolutely out of order. And you look at it online and they're trying to blame Saints fans. And kudos to the Pompey fans, because there's been a fair few good ones out there where I've read it on Twitter and they've gone, "No, you're wrong. It was absolutely from the Portsmouth end." And they've owned up to it as their own fans. And even they're saying it's a disgrace.
Yeah,
So
good.
for all the weirdos within their fan base, they've got the odd good one, probably living in
I
SL
mean,
postcode.
it's a minority in it, you know, and
Yeah.
it's the same with every club and every fan base. It's a minority of people that ruin it for the rest, and yeah, it's just funny, isn't it?
I think a couple of special mentions in terms of Saints players that I've got just quickly before we move on. I thought Peretz was decent. I thought he came and punched really well, dealt with things, commanded the box, commanded the back four. From what I've heard from people that were at the game, is that he was actually really bloody loud as well. From in the warm up, he was trying to get the crowd going, and running 70 yards at one point to get involved when Flynn went and kicked me. I love that from a keeper. Jack Stevens, the past 2 games, I think has been decent. On the verge of outstanding with captaincy. Not necessarily his performance. His performance has been good, but his captaincy has been great. You know, again, I think I shared the clip to you guys earlier from the unseen. You know, he's in the tunnel going, right, first things first, over to the fans, and we're going to give it to them, and then we're going to get them going. He knew that was the key to get the fans going. It would get the players going. And Flynn Downs has been the Flynn Downs of old the last 2-3 weeks now. And done it quite quietly. He's gone about his business quite quietly, but him kicking that fella was my best moment of the match. And then him just laughing in his face, thinking, I'm not going to do anything because I'm going to get sent off, but I could beat the shit out of you. It's literally what was going around in his head. And yeah, that's the shithousery that we've missed from Flynn Downs. But I think it just showed that he cares.
Yeah.
To be honest, I know he knows there was eyes on the derby, so everyone was going to try and put in a big performance in case of the summer. We've got to be honest; these players are looking towards that in case we don't go up. But we know he cares, and if that Flynn Downs plays those games like we know he can for the rest of the season, I'm going to say it early, we've got a chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah. And I'll have a special mention for, and he always gets a mention, but Cienza didn't have his best game by any stretch of the imagination. Wasn't on it really. I do think a lot of that we just didn't get in the ball. It wasn't the sort of game where he's flooded with the ball. The ball was in the air for most of it.
Yeah.
But when the moment came for him to do something, he did it. And that's a touch of it's a touch of the Letizes, isn't it? Don't see him much of the game, then all of a sudden, bang, goal.
Yeah, massively important to us.
Yeah,
massively important. Yeah, and he absolutely seems to care about the club and the fans as well, which is a rare thing these days. And yeah, it's good to see. And yeah, I thought he took his goal really well. He's a massively important player to us. And I worry that if we don't go up, somebody's going to come along and snap him up.
And it'll be a team that gets promoted from this league. You know, I don't think it would be a big fish from the Prem. Might be from Bundesliga potentially because he's come from that avenue.
Yeah, that's Bundesliga. Yeah.
But the other one I can see is it being a team that does get promoted into the Premier League because they've known and seen his quality being in the same division as us, and they go on to try and get him. So.
Yeah, massively important. But yeah, I thought Wellington had a good game. I thought he just went about his business and no messing about. He defended well, and I think he's played himself into the team now. I think it's going to be very difficult for Ryan Manning to get back in that team now.
I agree.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah. But right, anything else?
When I see him in M&S.
Buying his Percy pigs.
Yeah. Right. Anything else about the Pompey game before we move on to other things?
No, let's move on.
No. Okay. So after the Pompey game, then coming into the week, we've got the rundown to the end of the transfer window, and a few rumours start to come out, namely about Adam Armstrong. Some other rumours about I think Tonda said in his presser, didn't he? Yes, was it yesterday that there are some conversations being had at the moment with players that are potentially going to be leaving. So we presume Adozie, Rebo, Ryan Fraser has gone to Australia. I don't know if he'd gone when we did our pod last week or not.
Just after.
Just after. So that was a good bit of business, I think, by the club. I think he was a big earner, wasn't he? So it was good to get him off the books. So thoughts and Leon, the Adam Armstrong rumour. I think it came out first about Wrexham, didn't it? And it's sort of moved on
I think
to other things.
Middlesbrough are sniffing around, aren't they? And Ipswich potentially is sniffing around. It's one of those, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to get a decent offer, you let him go, I think. He's been a great servant for us, and he is a good player. But I think are his powers just starting to wane a fraction? And I mean that in terms of he's been with us for a long time. He's had a lot of ups and downs. Does he need a new challenge for himself to go and sort of not reinvent himself, but go somewhere else and just enjoy the game again? Because as Dan pointed out, he did not look happy in the Pompey game. He didn't look happy. He was dropped. He was dropped against Sheffield United, wasn't he? Which he probably pissed him off.
Yeah.
And Ross Stewart played really well. If you're going to get an offer of 12, 13, 14 million, I would let him go. But the only issue with that, we've then got to trust a club that have bought Seko Mara, have bought Damien Downs. Do we trust them to replace him? Because he will score another 10 goals this season if he stays.
Oh, yeah.
Do you trust the club to replace him? That's my issue. Now, there are rumours of Eddie Nketiah from Palace. Have I said that right?
Nketiah.
And Palace have just signed a striker, haven't they?
Well, I just flashed up then. It's in the balance at the moment.
Oh, is
so
it?
It sounded like it was all done. But I think they're waiting to get rid of Mateta and know that they've got a definitive leave for Mateta, because Palace don't have that. Palace don't have 45 mil and then end up keeping Mateta and Nketiah, between them. So they've got to be shipping at least one of them off, if not both, to spend 45 mil.
But it does worry me slightly that you let Armstrong go and then you get in a mediocre replacement, and then you've got Archer. Stewart will not stay fit until the end of the season, and then whoever they would replace Armstrong with, it just worries me a bit. I'd rather do it in the summer, I think, and I would have no issues with him going in the summer. I think there's a core, we've spoken about it before, there's a core of Russell Martin players that need to go. Just need to get rid of them. So I think if the offer's too big to turn down, you've got to let him go, but please have a decent replacement. And then a Dozie and a Rebo, the sooner they go, the better. Just get the squad down a little bit.
I think there'll be big changes in the summer. I really do. What are your thoughts, Dan? I mean, Adam Armstrong's he's second joint top scorer in the league at the moment. I mean, for me, letting him go is madness.
And with Lee, I think if the money's right, you can't not. Someone's coming on sort of in the region of 12 to 15 mil. You can't say no. You can't then hold on till the summer and only get 8 or 9. It's a big amount of money you're talking about. As I've said before, we have to remember in the summer, if we, the likelihood is Ramsdale is going to go. And we have to, remember for now, Ramsdale is still a Southampton player. So you're going to get 15 to 20 for Ramsdale as well. So if you're getting 12 to 15 now for Armour, that in the summer, plus a few others, Matt, that you just alluded to, that we have to have a clear out of, a Dozie and a Rebo can go in January. We've got some funds then to play with, and I think that's the bigger picture here. It has to be on the premise that they get someone in. I mean, go and get Onuachu back. I managed to say it with a straight face.
Yeah.
But
Don Ballard.
No, don't start me off that one. That one upsets me because the idiots that on Twitter go and get Ballard back are just no. Stop yourselves. Lee, you are spot on. Stewart will not stay fit. Can you afford to give Archer? We said this earlier today, I think, or yesterday. 5 or 6 games to get going. The truth is, I believe Archer scores that 1-on-1. I do. I think if we're now playing that sort of football that gets Archer in behind, then it's perfect for him. Up until now, we haven't been playing that game that suits Archer. We've never played a system that suits Archer. He's got to come deep for the ball, have his back to goal. He needs to be facing goal and just running, play the ball in behind. And we have in the Championship one of the best centre-back passers in the Championship, if not the best, in Taylor Harwood-Bellis. He sees a pass, he can deliver on a pass, and that's perfect for a striker like Archer.
Yeah.
But, like I say, can you afford to give him 5 or 6 games to get confidence, get the chances, and get goals? No, not where we are if we're serious about going for the playoffs. So, like I say, the answer to the question, Matt, is I would let Armour go. With his attitude on Sunday, I'm not fussed to have someone like that around. Going 1-0 up against the biggest rival, and what your captain, if Steve-O isn't around, can't even be bothered to go and celebrate. No. I don't enjoy that. It looks to me that stuff was already being made. He's from the northeast.
Yeah.
So a Borough would scream out to him. He is knocking on now as well, Armour.
Is he 30?
30,
No.
yeah.
Is he 30? No, he's not that old, is he?
I don't know.
I thought he was about 28.
I'm not sure.
A young whippersnapper.
Yeah, but I'm just having a quick Google of it now.
I mean, for me,
he's 28. Okay, so he's 28.
Yeah.
But still,
he's in his prime, Dan. He's in his prime, man.
No, he's not, is he? He was in his prime 2 years ago.
This is the argument that I'm saying. Are his powers waning slightly because he's come to the end of his journey with Saints and he needs to move for himself?
I think you could be right, Lee. I think he's, as you said, he's had a lot of up and downs with us. I mean, he was brought in to play in the Premier League and he sucked ass, and he has done twice in the Premier League. He's a Championship striker. He's a top level Championship striker, and I think you're probably right. He's been in and out. He's been out on loan. He probably does need to go, but I wouldn't let him go now. I'd tell him if you want to go, you can go in the summer, because I think letting him go now. I mean, we know what Spurs and co are like. They're not going to sign an adequate replacement for him. They're not going to get a striker in that's going to come in and score another 10 goals this season. No chance. Nobody signs a striker like that in the January window. It's never happened, and I can't see it happening now. So for me, letting him go now says more about us as a club than it does anything else. And I think it says to me that they're happy. If they don't make the playoffs, they don't make the playoffs. To me, personally,
I think that is the attitude anyway, Matt.
Well,
I don't.
Well, then that sucks ass, doesn't it? I mean, what sort of an attitude is that for us? I mean, we should be in that top 4 in that league, no question.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Adam Armstrong, he's going to get you goals, isn't he? And I just don't trust anyone at that football club to bring in an adequate replacement. And they're just as likely to turn around and say, we'll bring Nick Oyoenko in, or whatever his name is, and we'll give him a run. Okay, fine. But didn't Alfie House say there was interest in Cameron Archer as well?
Oh, I don't know.
So I bet Cameron Archer's probably thinking, well, Ross Stewart's come back out of injury. He's gone straight into the team. I'm way down the list here. So I bet he's looking to move again. So it's just a shambles. I cannot see the sense in letting one of the league's top scorers go in January, unless that lad has put in a transfer request and has said, look, I need to go back north. My wife, I don't know where she's from, if she's from up north. I need to go back up north for personal reasons. Fine. Well, can you not wait 4 months, 5 months? Sometimes you have to play hardball, don't you? And we're obviously not going to. I think it's madness, to be honest. If they've got any ambition of getting into those playoffs, he has to stay. For me. And the same with Taylor Harwood-Bellis, because there's rumours about him as well, and they're going back to Burnley and whatever. He's the best centre back in the league. If you've got any ambition of making that playoffs, these players have to stay at least till the end of the season.
No, sorry, I do agree with you, but like you say, the Harwood-Bellis thing is that they're all from Manchester. His wife's just had a baby. We were talking the other day, Matt. For all we know, the baby's not brilliant, not very well. She's up with Keno up in Manchester. He's all on his own down here, and he's fed up with it. She's getting upset that her mum and dad are nowhere near, and he just wants to go back up north. And when you look at it from sort of that point of view, take the emotion and the football out of it, you can completely understand it.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but what can you do? He's just had a kid. His wife wants to be with her parents. I bet his parents are up north as well.
Yeah. Ever since we signed him, every window there's been a bit of noise around him.
Yeah,
because he is good.
I bet he's just started to pick up form, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I know he's probably not going to go in this transfer. I'd be amazed if he went now. But if he has a good sort of February, March, April, May, someone's going to pick him up at the end of
100%. Yeah. And let's be honest, if we don't get promoted, Harwood-Bellis is going to go.
Yeah.
There's every chance that Flynn Downs goes. And there'll be others, won't there?
Which makes the selling of Edwards even more crazy.
Well, but that just sums up our club and our ownership. There's just no foresight whatsoever. The lack of foresight in that decision to sell Edwards just sums the shithouse club up for me, I'm afraid. Honestly, we haven't got owners that want to have a serious football club. They don't want to be a serious football club. They're more interested in level one and the fan zone and the Dell pub and making money on that than they are in producing a team that goes out and wins every week.
Yeah.
Buy young, unproven. Hopefully they'll come good and we can sell them at a big profit.
Even the talent's slowed down, hasn't it, coming through the academy in recent years?
There's the odd one or two, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's not what it used to be, is it?
No.
And so even that slowed down. So why is that? There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Because there's no pathway. There's no pathway, is there? I mean, look at the pathway. I mean, I know Cam Bragg's sort of made his way in, but even he's sort of out of it again now. And Shea Charles is back. I mean, is Cam Bragg going to get a look in now? They signed Yander. Well, he's a sort of Cam Bragg age, isn't he? I mean, Cam Bragg's not going to get a look in. I mean, Sam Adozzi's England under 21, or he has been from time to time. What the hell is going on there? I don't get that at all.
I can only imagine Will still didn't fancy him, thought he was going to go. Then he's out in the cold. He's played no competitive football. He had an injury as well, didn't he? To then try and bring him back and get him playing in big championship games we need to win. It's not like we're flying and you can put a player in with another 10 lads that are flying. I mean, we're scrapping for our lives. To then try and integrate him back is probably a hard thing to do. And he probably don't want to be here.
No. It's just all baffling to me. And don't get me started on Romeo.
Well, let's not. and let's
PR
just
stunt.
look forward.
It's
very difficult. It's very
PR
difficult.
stunt.
Yeah.
What, just as the fans were turning.
Yeah.
You know,
who'd have thought a 34-year-old that had not played for half a year would struggle to get his fitness back? I mean,
Yeah, but
who would
they've
have thought
done
that?
nothing to help him get his fitness back.
No.
Nothing.
No.
You know, didn't play under 21 games. They haven't. Surely you would go, right, Ori, we're going to set up a couple of under 20. We're going to get an under 21s team from down the road playing our under 21s. Behind the doors, you're going to play. We're going to get our go and play in an under 18s 90 minutes game.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be fit as fiddle and run fast and work hard. Just go and play half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
We'll do one every other day if we need to. We'll set the games up. Just play. It was a complete PR stunt.
Yeah. They've used him. They've used him like a lamb. That's what they've done.
a sacrificial lamb.
Sacrificial lamb, just to appease the fans.
And
And
it
he
did
is
for a
happy.
day.
Because he's getting a little bit of that out of it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what sort of transfer policy is that? I mean, it's not a clear transfer policy. I mean, it's just, as you said, it's a pure PR stunt. Madness. Could have done better spending the money elsewhere.
Was he a Will Still agreed signing, or was it Tonda?
But he came the day after Will Still got sacked.
I don't think it had anything to
Still
do with
would
Will
have been
Still
there while
or
this was all
Tonda.
going on.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
without a doubt.
you might find that Still would have played in, and Tonda just doesn't like him.
I don't bet this has got anything to do with either manager. This is, and we've said before, Will Still and Tonda are puppets. They are not. They have got no input into the players we sign or we sell.
All the way
They are being told by Spores and the recruitment team, right, we've got this player, this player, this player. They all check out. They've got good references. We've spoken to previous clubs. We've spoken to people. They're good lads. Right, we'll have them. Will Still be like, well, I've got this lad in France that I know. He's a really good young player. Really help. No, you're having this player.
Which is precisely why they got rid of Ralph, because he wasn't a yes man.
Yeah.
Ralph, we're going to buy you in. Don't want him. I want him.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Well, don't want it then.
Yeah. Do you think Nathan Jones knew who Paul Onuachu was?
Yeah. Everyone knew who Onuachu was.
I mean, I know he's in the top 5 coaches in Europe, Nathan Jones, but do you think he knew who Onuachu was?
No chance.
So, anyway, as far as incomings, I mean, there's been no names, is there? I mean,
nothing.
You know, I saw a tweet earlier. Southampton are working round the clock to get an attacking striker in before the end of the window, but we're not being linked with anyone. There's no names.
There was a young centre-back, an 18-year-old centre-back that we've been linked with for 4-5 mil. I don't know his name, don't know anything about him, but we're up against a few other clubs like Roma and stuff like that to sign him.
Absolutely never going to cut. I mean, he's
just
young,
got rid of Ronnie
young
Edwards
Serbian,
for 4 mil.
Yeah. England under 21. Championship
we gave half the
experience.
bloody money away to Peterborough because he had a sign-on thing. He had a thingy-majigger.
Mind you, we might be getting some money in, actually, because Sulemana may be off.
Oh, yeah, to Napoli.
Yeah, we've got a 15% sell-on clause.
Mm. But going back to that centre-back you mentioned, Dan. Yeah, it was Roma and Udinese and somebody else. I mean, absolutely no chance he comes to us.
No.
And he's not going to be a player for now, is he?
No.
He's not going to come. He's not going to join tomorrow and suddenly, wow, look at this kid. He's so good. He's going to come in and start. He doesn't start in front of Harwood Bellis or Jack Stevens, does he?
No.
Or Wood?
Or Farsley.
I mean, it's just, this is what is wrong with our, if there is any truth to that, this is exactly what is wrong with our fucking shithouse club. You know, instead of going out and signing, right, I'll tell you what we need. We need a Connor Cody type player. Somebody who's going to come in, bring a bit of experience, put an arm around the young kids and help them develop. That's what we need. But no, what we're going to do, we're going to get this 18-year-old from Serbia who probably doesn't even speak English. We'll get him in because I'll tell you what, in a few years, he might be worth 10, 15 million. And then, that'll fill our pockets with a bit more cash, won't it? That's where we're at. That's where we're at as a club.
I quite agree. Yeah, but you're 100% right. But Dan, you in amongst that rant, you just said, but they've just sold Ronnie Edwards for the same money, and they're buying a kid again for that. Why? Why?
When Ronnie Edwards had a tall ceiling, genuinely destined next year in particular to play for us, and if we're going to go into this buy and sell market, he's the perfect player. We said before he wouldn't have gone all the way to the top. We don't think. I don't think he was that player, but he was a Spurs.
But we're not going to the top.
Well, I'm not even fucking talking about us anymore, Matt. I'd rather talk about the individuals because we're fucking shit. But we've lost our culture. I don't even know what our culture is now as a club. The pathway you mentioned, I don't know what our pathway is. Don't actually know what the club's goal is. I don't, because there is. I wasn't going to bring this up. I didn't think we were going to talk about it, but it's come out now that we interviewed Danny Rowe and Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what the fuck?
I need to sleep tonight, Dan. Don't get me down this road.
Well, I need to as well. But but Danny Rowe has turned Rangers around. It was a slow start, but he's getting results. He's grinding out results, and they're 4 points off of Hearts at the top of the Scottish Prem. Michael Carrick is making Man United look fucking like Man United of old. They're fighting. They're being dirty. They're doing all the right things that a Man United club or team should do. We interviewed these two people and went, got a better idea. And there's obviously again the rumour going around that while Tonda was the sort of interim, they went, do what you want, play how you want, and then as soon as he got the job, they went, right, tighten up a little bit, don't be so out there and flamboyant. What sort of message is that?
It's madness, absolute madness, and it comes back to this whole thing that Ruben Amorim said in that presser before he left. I came to Man United to be manager. I didn't come in to be the coach. Yeah. And this is exactly what is happening with our managers now. And they whatever you say about Ivan Juric, a very different manager coach to what we've had before, but he came in, they weren't prepared to back him in the transfer window. Well, probably because he wanted players that they didn't want to sign, and vice versa. And as you said, Lee, Ralph, I mean, they didn't back Ralph at all. No. Ralph probably had an idea of what he wanted. The club were like, no. Rasmus Ankerson was like, I know what we need here, and it's not what you think, it's what I think, it's just a shambles, it's I'm afraid until Sport Republic have gone, it's never going to change. I don't trust them to ever change tack now. They're not ever going to operate in a manner that, you employ a man to run the team, and you let him sign the players that he wants. Yeah. To make his style and his team better. Not these are a list of players that we want to sign as a club. Well, I don't want those players. These players aren't going to help me with the way I want. Well, this is who we want. Well, it's just pointless, isn't it?
Yeah. It's too late by then because you've signed a contract.
Yeah.
So they've got you by the ball. They've got you by the balls. It's nonsense. And
I mean, maybe when, sorry to cut you off, Dan. Maybe when they interviewed Michael Carrick and Danny Rowe, if it is true that they did interview him, maybe when Saints laid out the way they wanted to operate and the way they wanted to go about stuff, maybe they both turned around and went, I'm not coming in to be told which players I'm going to have playing for me. I want to have an input into what. Well, that's not how we operate. Well, the job then. Maybe you don't know, do you?
I mean, league positions aside, right? And I think Lee and I have touched on this so heavily before around sort of when we're talking about managers and everything like that. League position outside, if you have got Coventry and Saints next to each other in the league, let's say, and you got Frank Lampard versus Tondereka, and you're both going for the same player, who are you signing for?
Frank.
Because of what he's done in the game.
Mm.
And I can't believe that we've not, that. And I know what you're saying, Matt. Completely, we don't know why we didn't go to Michael Carrick or Danny Roll. Carrick, particular. Again, you'd be looking at him going, players are going to want to come play for him, or players are going to want to play for him because of what he has done in the game.
Mm.
Now I do believe Tonda has got the players on side from Sunday, from other performances, from how they were at the beginning. And I feel like we might start to turn a corner. I know we're about to get on to the Stoke game and looking forward. If we have that fight every game and we can go and get, again, the dirty 1-0, the Sheffield United result again, a few more times, and then we can be flamboyant and go and hit a couple 2-0, 3-0, draw away from home. I don't think we can afford to draw away from home. I think we need to fucking win. I think we need to pretty much win every game now to give us the best chance.
Mm.
But I do feel like he's got the players on side, and I do see something that gives me that little bit of hope. I don't know what you guys feel.
We've got a lot of home games coming up, haven't we?
Yeah.
We're going to need to win all of them, first and foremost. No, I agree. I do think the players are playing for him. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The Sheffield United result, I sort of watched that and thought players definitely playing for him. If they get another striker in, if Armour goes and they get a good replacement, they might surprise us. I don't think they will. I think that certainly we've got the players to go for it. Will they? Saturday's a big game, isn't it? Because if they go and beat Stoke on Saturday, you actually look back and go, well, that was a decent result against Pompey because we've just won a home game, point against Pompey in the derby, and then we've won the next one.
Yeah.
But lose on Saturday and just,
I think it's 1 win out of 7 now, isn't it? So if he doesn't win on Saturday, that's 1 win in the whole of January, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, it's not good enough.
It's not good. No, and
No.
with that group of players, as much as we've bemoaned about them, that squad of players, you got to be winning more than one game in a month. Yeah. Anyway, we could go on and on about the transfer policy of the club and Sport Republic and whatever, but we are where we are with it, aren't we? So we move on to Stoke on Saturday. Believe they've got a few injuries, but a tough game going up there. So what do you want to see from that, Dan? Lineup wise, formation, what do you think he'll do?
I can see Shea Charles starting. I possibly think he'll bring him in, maybe give Yander a bit of a break. I don't think you can take Flynn Downs out in the form he's in. He needs to be playing. It's the Bree one that confuses me because I agree with what you said earlier, Matt. How can he not continue? And he made a big statement in the presser to go, well, I've made it very clear I want him. He started the derby. So, but then where does Yellett fit in? Because he was playing really well.
Yeah,
it's such a difficult one. There's obviously the stats now coming out around Finn Azaz to go, actually, he's one of the most creative players in the league this year. And we've all been bombarding him going, he's fucking awful. So it's so difficult. You can't change the back four. The goals from a corner, you can learn, and hopefully we do continue to learn. I think he starts Ross Stewart. I think he starts Ross Stewart, and I think Charles comes in for Yander. The rest of it, I think, stays the same. Stoke are a super old school team, in my opinion. They win 1-0. They're not a team where you see a lot of goals. That they go and do what they need to do. They set up That's how they play. And yeah, no one wants to play in Stoke on a rainy Saturday on a 12:30 kickoff.
No. What about you, Lee? What are you hoping to see?
Very much the same as what Dan said. I think Fellows will come back in, though. I think Matsuki will make way for Fellows. But I agree, back four stays the same. Certainly see Charles starting over Yanda. And then I think he'll go Cienza, Azaz, Fellows, and Stewart. And ultimately, just want to see him win the game, don't you?
Yeah.
They win this game, start picking up a little bit of momentum. Then all of a sudden, that's 2 wins and a draw in your last 3. And you're going, all right, let's get back to St Mary's now, and let's start making a dent in this. They can do it. They can absolutely do it.
Does he ignore the cup game coming? Does he just ignore it and go, do you know what? Don't care about the cup. Chuck out a load of fucking B teamers.
Yeah, why not?
Probably. Yeah, because he's got Leicester away on the Tuesday night, hasn't he? And then Leicester at home in the cup on the Saturday, I think, isn't it? So
and just quickly, if I can, another panic move by the club, putting the tickets out for a tenner and £2.50 because they know no one's going to bother going.
Yeah.
You know? So just shithouses. They're absolute shithouses. But yeah, get back to Stoke. That's what I would do. I think that's what he'll do.
Yeah.
Just go and win the game.
Mm. I think Tonda desperately wants to go back to his 3 at the back. That's what he's comfortable with. That's what he's played in the under-21s all season. And I think Stoke are quite a big physical team, aren't they? So I wonder if he might bring Quasi in just to help with that. But I hope he doesn't. I hope he sticks with it. I mean, if he brings Charles straight in and he brings Fellows back in and he starts Ross Stewart, he's thrown all his eggs in the basket and he's not got a lot on the bench. Because if the rumours about Adam Armstrong are true, then it wouldn't surprise me if you don't see him at all involved on Saturday.
Yeah.
So he's only then got Cameron Archer on the bench.
Well, he'd have to take Olienko, wouldn't he?
Yeah. So if he starts Fellows and he starts Charles and he starts Ross Stewart, he's not got a lot left on the bench, which is the problem we've got, isn't it? But you just need to go up there and get out with some sort of a result. You know, if a point up there is a good result in my book, just don't lose. So I did hear that Stoke have got a few injuries. But they're still grinding out results, aren't they?
Well, they are, but they have slipped, haven't they? Because when they beat us at St Mary's, they were second, weren't they? When they beat us at St Mary's, and they're now 10th.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, they're 10th now, are they?
Yeah, they're 10th. They are slipping.
Wow.
Yeah, they are slipping. Wow. So it's a winnable game.
Yeah.
Up there and win.
Yeah.
Stoke are 5 points ahead of us. You know,
only 5 points ahead of us.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, we're still only 7 points off the playoffs.
Yeah.
2 or 3 wins in a row, you're back up there.
Well, that's what they need to do, isn't it?
I mean, Matt, your point's been spot on this week of going, it's all well and good us winning games and we have to put the pressure on, but you rely on other results. And the Championship this year is a tough division. And it's only getting tougher year on year. It's getting closer. You know, like you said, it doesn't matter what team you've got really on paper because teams are fighting. They know they can win. So we're reliant on other results. We need some to go our way and hopefully we start to see it.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, there we go.
Well, do you want to do a score prediction?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on, Matt. You go first. We always go first.
I'm going to say 1-1. I don't see us ever keeping a clean sheet up there. And I don't think Adam Armstrong will play because I think his head will be on other things with all these rumours going around. So, I'm going to say 1-1.
Dan?
I'm going to go 2-1 Saints.
I'll go 3-2 Saints just to be different. Good game. I'd see a good game. But I do think we're going to pick up the win. I do.
Yeah, I do.
I have got a little bit of confidence in us that we're going to get a couple of wins on the spinner.
Nice.
But yeah, 12:30's on TV. I feel sorry for the fans that are going up. They're leaving St Mary's at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh. Well, we did that in the Championship last time, Lee, didn't we? It's a fairly long old drive up there, isn't it?
Yeah,
bleak.
It is a long old drive.
Bleak up there as well, isn't it?
Mm.
We've got a few away days coming up for us lot as well, haven't we? There's a couple we're going to do, so we'll get some short clips out and keep momentum coming on the poddy.
Yeah, good.
That's it. Right, is that it, chaps? Are we done?
That's it. Yeah, I'm good.
I think so.
Good. Okay. We shall retire to the church.
Brilliant.
And we shall see you all next week. Same time, same place.
Can't wait.
See you later.
Cheers. Goodbye.